Okay, right. So bear with me for a minute. Outside of binge watching shows and going to the movie theaters, one of my other things I like to do. I am a sports fan. This is not my favorite team. I just like the hat. Anyway, but if you're familiar with any sport that you follow, maybe you heard the phrase, "This roster sounds good on paper." That's exactly how I felt when it came to this lineup for Maxine. You got Giancarlo Esposito. You got Bobby Cannavale. You got Kevin Bacon. Of course, Mia Goth is returning. You have Ty West, who has a solid, resume when it comes to horror movies. But yeah, this once again, it may look good on paper, but you got to see how it looks once it's put to the test. So we'll get into that. Hey, what's going on, folks? This is Ryan, and we are on another episode of Ryan Reviews Everything. We're talking about the final installment of the trilogy from Ty West and Mia Goth. This is called Maxine with the 3 X's, and of course it stars Mia Goth, but it also co-stars people like Giancarlo Esposito, Kevin Bacon, Bobby Cannavale, and so forth. Many other familiar faces and names. And I get right into it, man. Yeah, man. This wasn't. I've seen better work. I think out of the trilogy. I think out of the trilogy, this was the weakest one. And I'll get into my reasons why. I'm not just gonna say this ain't it and just leave it hanging. I really felt like I was really rooting for it, first of all, but I felt like Mia Goth's character Maxine, despite this being a slasher, 80s film, that has some detectives involved and stuff like that, I really didn't feel like, and despite some dead bodies dropping as well, I really didn't feel like Maxine was in any type of serious danger until, like with the last 30 minutes or so of the movie. She really wasn't in that much danger like that. She walked around with a gun just in case somebody tried her, like the random guy with a knife. But other than that, she's not in any real danger until the end of the movie. It did get my hopes up because throughout the movie you do see some type of PTSD-like flashbacks of what she survived in the very first movie, X. So I thought, okay, we got something here. Also, this is based around the Night Stalker. So I thought maybe this was going to have some more of a Night Stalker tie-in. Like, is a Night Stalker somehow after Maxine? Whatever the case is. But either way, I really feel like she wasn't in any real danger. And here is my more specific example. We have Kevin Bacon. I forget the character that he portrays in the movie, but he's like this, I guess, like this crooked private eye is the best way I could describe it. And his whole job is to, harass, and keep tabs on Maxine throughout the entire movie, basically. But when I say like there was really no high stakes in terms of danger for real, there's this one part that really kind of left me like confused. At one part, the private eye comes by to Maxine and he's like, yeah, my boss has a lot of money, this and third, and unless you cooperate with what he's asking for, I'm going to leak this tape, and it's this secret tape of the very first movie she did, back, however many years ago that was, with Kid Cudi and so forth, just doing the adult film movie at some barn. And of course, if you follow the trilogy, this first installation has the elderly people who turn out to be serial killers. Anyway, like, so she's kind of blackmailed with this porno tape that she did, however many years ago in this trilogy. And it's like, you do realize that the people who hired her for this movie role, that they are aware that she was a porn star. So you can't really blackmail her with the fact that she's a porn star. That's already known. And I don't see how you're going to blackmail her by her surviving this whole serial killer moment, out of this entire, adult film staff and this murderous elderly couple. she's the only one that survived. So that's not really any big reason why she would need to necessarily comply with anything that Kevin Bacon's character is threatening her with. So that part really disappointed me for real. So just stuff like that. And yeah, and like, yeah, her friends and coworkers around her, unfortunately, if you don't know about that, these are spoilers clearly. But her friends and coworkers around her, they end up dying one by one. But yet there's still no, you don't see like any type of, extra precaution taken by Maxine necessarily. It's like, dang, these two adult performers who I perform with, they end up dying or passing away. My BFF guy who works in the movie rental space, he dies, but there's no sense of, damn, maybe I need to carry two guns. Maybe I need to, I don't know, see about if like one of the security guards from the Hollywood lot can walk me to my car. There's nothing like that. She's just still lolly just throughout the entire movie. And yeah, I mean, throughout the movie we have the two detectives following her around, like, hey, help me help you type of thing. But anyway, I really didn't feel like there was any real sense of danger for Mia Goth. This blackmail thing that she was threatened with didn't have any teeth to it, really. And then when we get to the climax, like the final piece of the film, it doesn't make any sense to me. Once again, and this is not to bash Ty West or Mia Goth. They both are very great at their craft. But the big reveal is that this secret, serial killer who is trying to, I guess copycat some of the Night Stalker-esque killings, just ends up being her father, who was like this over-the-top pastor. And for some reason, he has the logic that killing Maxine's friends and coworkers is the right move to really get her attention somehow. It's kind of all over the place. The only type of pursuing that really happened in terms of a bad guy goes after good guy is when Kevin Bacon is trying to make Maxine pay the price for not showing up at this big penthouse under the Hollywood sign address or whatever. So yeah, man, it just wasn't that good. If you haven't seen it yet, I highly suggest you see it on streaming or something when it goes out of the theater. And nowadays, that could be 2 weeks from now, for all we know. And that's really it, man. And I'm sorry, I felt like I was ranting here and there. So for that, I do apologize. But if you have seen it and you come across this video, hey, maybe I'm wrong. Please feel free to let me know if I missed the mark on anything at all. And yeah, man. Love it or hate it, that's my review.